Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. During the 7 years of peace was finally brought after defeating the mighty Cell. Bardock in the other world has been training hard. We're learning a lot of techniques from other species such as Yardrats, Metamorians, and beating Pycon. Bardock was able to beat him in their little duel that they had, just like the other world tournament, just like before. But now this version, it's not Goku, it's Bardock. Now what about the rest of the Saiyans, and what about Raditz? Well, Bardock has had time to explore heaven, hell, and etc. because he can teleport around. Bardock will be able to learn the instant transmission technique from one of the Yardrat people, and he would be able to teleport around. He would of course probably fought Frieza for his own self-fun, and kind of avoided some others, but the main person he would have found was Raditz. He would then make a promise to his son as he would spend a lot of time with him, and he would help Raditz understand that his brother had to do what he had to do. And not to mention too, alongside Vegeta, Nap, and the others, yeah, unfortunately Raditz got really beat up. So in return, he does offer that when he does get WHIS back in the future, they will bring Raditz back. He promises him, because his mother also needs him. Raditz would then agree. As cutting forward, Bardock was in the other world for about 2 or so years. He would count 3 when I max it out. Bardock would then be brought back, as then, about a year or so later, they would then also wish Raditz back, and Raditz would be brought back in with the Saiyan family. Now some people were confused when I said about 30 Saiyans before, but you have to remind you that Bardock left with a large group of them, at least 20 plus. And not to mention too, it's been over 25 plus years when Goku first met them. So they've had a very long time to get together, reproduce, and have a lot more Saiyans than just 20, as it's been over 25 years. So that's the reason why instead of 10 to around 20, 25, there is around 30 Saiyans in total. But that's the biggest reason. Now, all the Saiyans are still living their lives happily. Now, Gohan is not as socially awkward as he was, because he's able to hang around Saiyans all the time. Now, would Gohan have a chance of falling in love with one of the female Saiyans that are there? Definitely, for sure. But I feel like Gohan, just for continuity purposes, we're going to say that he's going to go down a more simple path, as he's maybe not really going to be focusing on dating-wise. Chi-Chi would also not let Gohan be around those Saiyans like that, because of Bardock's wife, Gine, who she's actually become very close with, as is technically her mother in a sense. So yeah, they really got along well, and Gine is a very soft soul, so that's the reason why. But Gohan would still go to Orange Star High School, but he has not dropped his training. Gohan is still just as strong, if not stronger. Over time, Vegeta would also not have the violent tendencies that he had, because he feels a bit more at ease. There's a large Saiyan population growing, very happy, and he can fight Kakarot whenever he wants. He does want to have a rematch against Bardock, but other than that, not too much else. So he's not as hatred as he was before, and he wasn't as kind of mentally unstable to allow himself to get taken over. The events for the Buu arc would go very similar at the beginning, with everybody meeting the Supreme Kai at the Tenkaichi tournament. Now, under the tournament, this is where some changes are going to occur. Since Goku's been alive, he never learned about Super Saiyan 3 yet, as remember, Goku had to be dead to unlock it. Now, Bardock would not have it either, for some people might be let down, is because Goku had to train for 7 years, dead, just to unlock it. Bardock was only dead for around 3. But they do have Super Saiyan 2, and they basically mastered these forms. Now, cutting forward, they would all meet the Supreme Kai, mainly Piccolo, who was terrified of him. Now, cutting forward even more, all the way to when Bobby's men would still show up. The same kind of events would happen with Gohan in the school. So after Gohan would meet Videl, they would start dating here and there. This is when Videl would be attacked by Spopovich, who would still take Gohan's energy. Now, that energy would actually be enough to revive Majin Buu. So they would let Gohan be having his energy taken by the Supreme Kai. Goku, Bardock, Piccolo, Vegeta, some of the others would all leave to go follow. Now once when they do arrive, Majin Buu was already resurrected. Now the issue with Majin Buu here is the fact that how did he get resurrected so quickly is just because the fact that Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 and he kept training. So his strength is far stronger than the original, so that's the reason why Majin Buu had just enough to be revived. Deborah would then come out and start attacking the other Saiyans, and Bardock, I feel like, would start fighting Dabura head-on. Gohan was unfortunately too weak, so he would try and help Bardock. Now, with Goku and Vegeta, they would then team up in Super Saiyan 2 to fight Majin Buu. Now, with Goku and Vegeta, they would be training together, and Goku might not be as strong if this was the original potential of Goku, but since he is an elite level Saiyan, his potential is a lot higher. But Goku's actually very strong. He is stronger than Vegeta, unfortunately. But he's around a little bit stronger than Gohan, but if Gohan kept training like how Goku did, he would have been able to surpass his father. Goku's the strongest. Goku and Vegeta teaming up in Super Saiyan 2, they would start to overpower Majin Buu. They would still take their turns, but once when they see that Babidi is the actual problem, they would then trick Buu, basically persuading him to kill Babidi, freeing Buu. So once when they would let Buu go under Goku's saying, Buu would then become best friends with Mr. Hercule just like before, because he is the strongest and the world champion. But unfortunately, Mr. Satan would still be shot just like before. Unfortunately, this makes Majin Buu then split, causing Evil Buu to absorb him, becoming Super Buu. Now you could cut forward and state that Goku would not have the same mindset about how, oh, he wanted Goten and Trunks to have the fun, as Bardock is there. Bardock is the more serious one, and he would then tell his son that, listen, even if all of us Saiyans combined as Super Saiyans, it probably would not be enough to stop that version of that monster. Goku would actually be overpowered by Super Buu a little bit, as Super Buu just has too much stamina and abilities for Goku to keep up. Fortunately, Goku and Vegeta were able to kill Majin Buu and be able to overpower him if they wanted to, but unfortunately, not Super Buu. That's the next level. So the main problem is now Super Buu would then go on a fun little rampage. As Bardock can do the fusion dance, maybe he can do it with his son, but he's not close enough in power. Vegeta is actually the closest one in terms of power with Goku. And not to mention too, Vegeta and Goku make Gogeta for easier names. So while Super Buu was off eating candy and causing chaos, Bardock would then teach Goku and Vegeta how to do the fusion dance. Now, Super Buu would allow them to do it as he wants to fight somebody really strong. Once when Goku and Vegeta would fail 2 times, becoming Gogeta, I believe it was, and Vegeta, and they would then fail, becoming skinny and really fat, they would then finally transform into Gogeta and fight Super Buu. Now we know that Gogeta's on Demon Time. He does not play around when it comes to his enemies like how Vegeta does. Not the GT version. We know that the real version of Gogeta from the movie and in the actual show is no joke. He would then turn into a Super Saiyan and fight Super Buu, easily overpowering the Majin. To be sure, he would then charge up to Super Saiyan 2, as they still have around 15 minutes or so of time to continue fighting, or maybe even more than that. It was around 15 to 30 or so minutes of time, which is more than enough, because this version of Gogeta is stronger than Gotenks, and the stronger the fusion is, the less time it actually was. It was a theory with the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but you could say it's not canon. So if it's not, then they would have around 45 minutes, which is plenty of time. They would overpower Super Buu, not wasting any time, but they don't want to kill him because the good Buu is inside. They can feel it. So they would allow themselves to be absorbed. Now once when they were inside, the magic would not wear off the fusion, as the Potara is not connected by magic. The fusion dance is not. It's a normal technique where you fuse your ki into one person. So the effect would not defuse them. They would have time to be able to free the good Buu, and this would then cause Kid Buu to be born, and they would fight Kid Buu in the fusion, but before they would end him, the fusion timer would then run out. This is when Goku would then power up with everything he has, and the Saiyans would then give Goku their power. The problem is that Kid Buu was too strong, and all the Saiyans, everyone else, had no energy left. Even if Bardock tried fighting, he wouldn't be able to stop him. And Vegeta and Goku had little to no energy left. They had one option. Some of the Saiyans agreed that they'll try and distract Buu. Maybe the other Saiyans can give Goku their energy. So, they had 6+ Saiyans all give their power to Goku. These were the 6 most ripe ones. Once when Goku was then given the power, something happened. Goku would then go into the air as a blue energy would then surround him. Goku would then reappear with red hair. Goku has been unknowingly transformed into a Super Saiyan God. No person can sense his power. Kid Buu would look in shock. Goku has no clue what this power is. It is incredible. Goku doesn't know what it is, but he knows he doesn't have a choice and that he has to use it now. Maybe this is just the combined energy of Super Saiyans, he doesn't know. This doesn't feel like normal ki though. He would easily outmatch Buu, and with a simple Kamehameha wave, he would completely obliterate Buu without even a struggle. Now far off on a distant planet, a certain cat would then awaken, as he can sense this power. He would then instantly tell WHIS to check his staff and see what that power is. He can feel it. WHIS would then state that somebody appears to have reached godhood and they have possessed god energy. Beerus remembers the reminiscence that he had about a Super Saiyan god. We then tell him right away they're going right now. They would then fly right off. Goku would then look at his hands and he would be amazed at the power that he does have, as they don't know what this is. Goku states it's a version of ki that he's never felt before. It's almost godlike. Then shortly afterwards, a being would then appear, and it was Lord Beerus. Now by this point, it takes around 20 or so minutes to reach it, planet Earth. So Goku's god power would then wear off as he would then lose it, reverting back to his normal self, but he can still feel the power within him. Once when Beerus arrives, he asks where this Saiyan god was. He can sense it. He doesn't sense it anymore. Goku then states that it was him, but unfortunately he kind of lost the power. He can feel it inside of him, but he doesn't know how to access it. Now, remember, Vegeta was terrified as he knows who this is. He would then explain who Beerus was, and Beerus would then state that he wants to fight the Super Saiyan God right now. Can they do the ritual again? None of the Saiyans had the strength to do so, but they technically could. Could they just give Goku the power again? Could that even be possible? Well, they would then all try, as the other 6 Super Saiyans would then all gather together, giving each other energy right back to Goku. But nothing would happen. The only thing is that Goku got a lot stronger. So he already has the God Ki within him, it's just the fact that he just can't access it, he doesn't know how to. So, Beerus says, I want to fight a Super Saiyan God, and if I don't fight one, I will destroy everything. They don't have a choice, so they think of the next strongest person who could fight Beerus. They think of Vegeta. As it makes sense, they would all then give Vegeta the power. Goku even agrees that Vegeta definitely probably the best one to do it, since Gohan's not at 100% still. He's still really hurt from that ki drain before. So they would then all give Vegeta the power, and Vegeta would get the limelight and become a Super Saiyan God. He would then fight Beerus, giving him a very similar fight to how Goku did in the original movie and the original TV show. Beerus would be very impressed by Vegeta's strength, and he has sensed Goku's power. Goku was a lot stronger than Vegeta, and he wants to fight that too. So he offers Goku and Vegeta to come to his world to continue training for fun, as he does see them as pretty interesting. He's surprised that many Saiyans survived, as he actually thought that Frieza failed, but he would then kind of keep that to himself for now. And he would just be surprised that many Saiyans escaped, but he'll leave it. But then one person catches his eye. Broly. Beerus would then stop and instantly see Broly. He would begin looking all around Broly, checking him out, and he was amazed at the raw power that Broly had within him. He demands WHIS to bring the Saiyan to his planet at once as well. No matter what, Paragus was very against it, but Beerus would then glare at him and state, you don't have a choice. This young man is coming here as well. Want these three to be at my planet? They would then agree. As long as they can bring Earth delicacies, he would not destroy the planet. So cutting forward, after the 2 to 3 years of training, Goku and Vegeta was able to unlock Super Saiyan Blue, just like the original, and Broly, with some struggle, was able to turn Super Saiyan by this point already, with the help of Goku training with Broly. Now, also too, Broly would be able to tap into some of the legendary power, but he does lose control very easily. It's the only dangerous part. So, Broly is still getting really strong. He's already surpassed Goku and Vegeta in terms of raw strength. He just can't tap into it without losing his mind. Now, what about Frieza? Well, his men would still wish Frieza back just like before. Once when Frieza would then arrive with all of his men, he would be shocked to see how many Saiyans are actually here. Now, there is one person who would be very happy to see Frieza, and this person was Bardock. Now, during those 3 years, Bardock would kind of fill in with what Vegeta's shoes were. He would be doing everything in his power to try and please WHIS to bring him along as well, and over time, WHIS would then see that Bardock is a very strong candidate. Maybe. He is the father of Goku and how strong he was, He would then bring Bardock along during the rest of the 2 years. So Bardock was able to catch up, but it was pretty difficult. Now, after this point, Bardock by this point would have actually taught Goku and Vegeta, and would try to teach Broly how to use instant transmission over the next 3 years, and they would actually be able to use it. Now, Vegeta would per se not be as adamant to learning. Goku definitely would, same with Broly. But Vegeta does know how to use it, he's probably just not going. But now Bardock does possess God energy. Now, cutting forward, this is when he would then meet Frieza after so many years. Frieza was shocked to see that Bardock was still alive after all this time. Goku and Vegeta were there, same with Broly. They were just standing back and letting Bardock go first, as Bardock has a bone to pick with Frieza. Bardock's been basically given a gift. He's waited all these years to see Frieza again, as he couldn't find him in Hell. Frieza was hiding, or maybe he was in a new other place suffering. Frieza was shocked to see that this Saiyan was alive. Bardock states that for all these years, he has been waiting for this moment. Over 30 plus years of his life, he's waited to fight him just for this moment. Frieza would then showcase his new golden form, and it would shock everybody with how strong he was. Bardock would then turn into a Super Saiyan Blue, and then battle Frieza. Frieza would begin overpowering Bardock just like before. Now, Bardock would start to overpower Frieza in the end because Frieza would start losing his stamina. He made the fatal mistake as he's not good at keeping his stamina up. The form is brand new, wasn't used to it. Bardock would start to overpower him, and then this is when Goku would then want to butt in. Same with Vegeta, but Goku stops him and says, "No, let my father do this. It's his moment." Now, Genie was there as well. She was helping to defeat the soldiers. By the way, Frieza's soldiers have no chance. You have over 30 to 40 plus Saiyans, and some of them can turn Super Saiyan 2. Yeah, there's just no chance. With the other Z fighters as well, Gohan's not slacking off on training either. Yeah, they're built different. Now, Frieza, out of panic, would then destroy the planet just like before, as Bardock dropped his guard. As he got a bit too confident, he wanted to torture Frieza, meets with him reverse time. This is when Goku would then fly in and battle Frieza in his golden state right before he blew up the planet. Now, Goku would then kick Frieza into the air, start to overpower him. He was already in Super Saiyan Blue. He would then fire a full power Kamehameha, killing Frieza. Now that that was all said and done, Frieza was destroyed, his men was in shambles, Beerus was finally brought back. Now, with the Universe 6 and 7 arc, that would still happen. With Beerus and, of course, his brother Champa would be going back and forth over delicacies. They would then challenge each other. Now, the end result would be kind of similar, just a mishap a bit different. Goku would just, instead of Piccolo, it would be Bardock. And Bardock would be able to catch that Frost was cheating, and he would have probably been able to knock him out. Same with Vegeta and the others. Fortunately, with 3 Super Saiyan Blues, and they have Broly, yeah, Broly would definitely fight Vegeta, and I feel like with Broly's strength, he would definitely be able to pick up Vegeta and even throw him because of how strong Broly is. It would be a really fun challenge. Now, Vegeta would still lose to Hit first because no one's met somebody like Hit. Now, Bardock would knock out Frost, and then next was Vegeta. Once Vegeta would lose, Bardock would then tell his son to go first. Goku would then step up as he has an idea on how to beat him. Goku's fight with Hit would be very similar. Not much of that would really change. Now, when Goku would still basically lose in a sense because he can't match Hit because his potential keeps on rising, Monaka would then come out as Hit knows what's happening. They would basically then have Monaka knock out Hit, and Beerus won, giving Champa his back. Now, why not throw Broly in there? Now, the reason why is because they don't want Broly losing his mind and basically going full power mode and destroying everything. Goku would still meet Zeno just like before, becoming best friends with him. And after that, what about the future Trunks' timeline? He would still have problems with Goku Black. Goku would have still gone to Beerus to see Zamasu, who was destroyed. Then another version of Zamasu met Goku Black, and they turned evil, and it was a weird mix of plot holes. So realistically, most of it would have gone the same. You could maybe say that Bardock would have left with them alongside with Goku and Vegeta and Trunks. You could say that. The other Saiyans would have stayed. Now, this is when I feel that Broly would then come along too to make sure everything's okay. Now, if they did fuse and emerge Zamasu following the same events, Rose Goku Black would not have a chance against Goku or Vegeta or Bardock. Yeah, unfortunately Zamasu, even though he has immortality, would not do much either. You would then have somebody like Broly. Once when Merge Zamasu was there, the Supreme Kai would then offer the earrings, but Broly was already pissed off. Seeing all of his friends were hurt, as he looks at Bardock and Goku, he mainly looks at Goku like a brother in a way, a brother from another mother. Same with Vegeta as a good rival, and Bardock almost like a second father figure. He was furious seeing that Bardock was being tortured by Merge Zamasu. Broly would then snap, going past his Super Saiyan state, going into his legendary form that was only shown a few times before. Bulking up massively in size, he would then begin attacking Merge Zamasu, overpowering the false god. This is when this deity was being overpowered by Broly's primal rage. No matter what Zamasu did, he kept getting stronger. Zamasu would then swell in size. Since he was only half immortal, his body was mutating. It would not stop a monster like Broly, who was continuing to attack and overpower him. Broly has no time limit on this one. Now, Broly would then charge up a massive blast using all of his energy. He would then completely obliterate Merge Zamasu. Unfortunately, though, way too immortal. Super the Dragon Balls, he would then mix in with the entire universe. Goku would still have the Zeno button as Broly was knocked out, using up all of his power to basically try and kill Merge Zamasu. He would then summon Zeno, who would then destroy that timeline. They would then put Trunks' mind and the others in the other copy timeline, where there was peace, and they would then fly back to their timeline. That's the only difference between the Goku Black arc, is Broly would have fought instead of Vegito. Now cutting forward, what about Tournament of Power? The Tournament of Power would have gone similar, with Zeno still being promised by Goku to have a really fun fight, fighting everybody from all the other 11 universes, excluding the 7th. Now, once when they do all meet up, they would have a very stacked team. They would not need Frieza, as they have versions like Broly and more. You have Gohan, who continue training, Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta, Bardock, and some of the other Saiyans. Raditz would also be there as well. Now, Raditz was revived by this point. Raditz would kind of been in the background, but Raditz has been training a lot with Piccolo and Gohan and the other Saiyans, that Raditz has been able to catch up pretty good. He's still not there, but he's pretty good. Definitely a good teammate. Now, with some of the other Saiyans, they're pretty stacked. They have a full group of 10 people. Now that they all be fighting, you're now going to have the most intense tournament of power ever. The fact that Goku's fighting will pretty much go similar. Jiren would be told to crush Goku first. Since Goku was the main threat, he fought Toppo originally. All the universes saw it. They wanted to knock out Goku. Goku would begin to lose to Jiren. Fortunately, Jiren would be too strong for Goku, even in Super Saiyan Blue. Goku would try the Spirit Bomb, and Jiren would have to use more strength this time, but he would be able to overpower it, pushing Goku into it, causing Goku to go into Ultra Instinct. First time, Goku would then battle Jiren, and the first time that he fights him in Ultra Instinct, he actually handles better. It's like he turned into Ultra Instinct for the third time, and he was actually able to throw hands with Jiren until he loses the power, not being used to it. Now, he would then be out of commission, as then Bardock would then find his son, and he would then give him energy to help him back up. Now, this is when Kale and Caulifla would then attack Goku. Now, Broly would then actually jump in, and he'll fight Kale on his own. Broly's a lot more mature, because remember, he's continuing to train and learn. Now, Kale and Broly can relate to each other a lot, since they're both legendary Super Saiyans in their own universe. Now, with Caulifla alone, Goku would be able to overpower her, and Bardock would give his son more strength than Frieza did, since Frieza only gave him a little bit. Goku was able to recover faster, thus being in Super Saiyan, and even Super Saiyan 2, he would overpower Caulifla, and before Kale could get away from Broly, Broly would then stop her. This would then cause Kale to lose her mind, turning into her full legendary Super Saiyan form. Now, Broly by this point would then turn into a Super Saiyan, but he can control the power. He would then overpower Kale, shooting a powerful blast. Broly, in a burst, would then swell massively in size, turning into his legendary form. Using this sudden power boost, he would then knock Kale out of the ring. Broly was able to power back down, relaxing. This is when this would pique Jiren's interest. Broly's power was very interesting. He was like a wild beast. He would then step up to Broly, and this is the legendary fight that we've never seen before between Broly and Jiren. The two would begin fighting each other, Broly noticeably adapting much faster than Goku did against Jiren. Jiren would begin using more of his power, overpowering the Saiyan. Broly would have no choice, as he would then turn into his legendary form, attacking Jiren head on. Jiren was at shock with how strong this Saiyan brute was, as he's only growing stronger. Jiren would be pushed into a corner as Broly would overpower him. This would then cause Jiren to go into his limit breaking form, and the two would begin clashing, destroying the whole arena. Now Toppo would then try to jump in to tag team on top of Broly, but it was too strong. Toppo was blown out of the way, as then you're going to be having Bardock actually fighting Toppo. Now Vegeta would also be fighting people like Dispo, and he would even fight Hit as well, having a rematch. Vegeta would be on his own. Bardock would then actually be able to tap into Blue Evolution, finding strength his own way, as he would kind of follow Vegeta's route in a little way, tapping into it out of a need, and having Blue Evolution, he would be able to overpower Toppo and defeat him. Vegeta would see this, as Vegeta himself would then push his limits as well, and be able to catch up to Bardock, tapping into Blue Evolution himself. He would actually be able to overpower Dispo, even in his light speed mode, and Hit at the same time, being able to defeat them. Now Caulifla was by herself. Now by this point, since they're both the girls would be knocked off, there's no Kefla. But Kappa's by himself. He would be in Super Saiyan 2, unlocking it, but he would be knocked off. So Universe 6 is pretty much cooked. Now with Broly fighting Jiren, it was a death match. Those two were going crazy at it, and Broly was only continuing to grow stronger. Broly knows that he cannot stay in the fight anymore because he can't stop himself. So the best way to do it is to take Jiren with him. Broly would then grab Jiren from behind in a tackling bear hug. He would then fall with Jiren outside of the ring, as both of them would then be tagged out. Jiren was really angry that he lost, and that Saiyan brute defeated him like that. Broly calmed down by that point, shrinking. Beerus was very impressed that he was able to have some sort of thought process in that form. It's a good step, and he really does thank him. Belmod was scared because 3 of his top fighters just lost, and with the other fighters being knocked out, fortunately, all the other universes would have no chance. Even if you have Asmarath, unfortunately it's not enough, because Goku and the others would then teamed up, defeating him. This is when Universe 7 would win. Mainly, Bardock would probably, being the oldest, would be tagged with the team leader. He would then wish for all the universes to be brought back that were destroyed, thus bringing peace. Now, with the Moro arc first, the Moro arc would be very interesting, but it would kind of follow the same principle. You would have Bardock being able to help Vegeta, and he would even meet the Ardrat people again. Broly was there as well. And yeah, unfortunately, Moro would be on the losing end. Fortunately, was just too strong. So unfortunately, Moro would have been defeated. Even if Goku tapped into True Ultra Instinct, he would have defeated Moro. Fortunately, Moro has no chance. There's just too many strong Saiyans around to really be messing with Moro. Moro just doesn't have a chance. Now, if we're going to cut forward again, even past the Granolah arc, Granolah would still wish to become the most powerful being, which he does. He does have a shorter lifespan than before. Now, you could say he would try to get revenge on Frieza. He's not, since he's still dead, so there's no Black Frieza as well. So, this would mean that Granolah would still be used by the Heaters, just like Gas and all them would still use him to basically destroy the Saiyans, because Gas knows that Bardock is still alive. So, this is when we're going to be having Granolah fighting Goku and Vegeta first, and after when Broly steps in, same with Bardock, Granolah will be overpowered. Goku knows how to tap into True Ultra Instinct, Vegeta knows how to tap into Ultra Ego by this point, and Broly is able to learn to control his legendary form. Bardock by this point would be fighting Gas. Now once when Gas makes his final wish, he would then overpower Goku and Vegeta and Broly, being even stronger. Because remember, Frieza one-shot Gas. Now they can't do that here, there's no Frieza to kill him. So, with all of them defeated, Bardock would then fight Gas to the death, as it was a rematch of how it was all those years ago. Gas was overpowering Bardock easily, as how can Bardock keep up? Now, this is when Bardock, I feel like just like his son, would then tap into a power. Bardock would then begin pushing his power even higher with the help of Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta would have then recovered by this point as they were healed. Remember that. Broly was also healed as well. Bardock was struggling to hold off, even with the Saiyan spirit that boosted his power to make sure that his son will survive. Even increasing his Super Saiyan Blue Evolution strength even higher, it was not enough. So Goku and Vegeta do have an option. They would then do the fusion dance in their max forms. Using the two powers together, becoming Ultra Gogeta if you want, he would then easily one-shot Gas just like before, and then the fusion timer would then shortly run out as it was too much strength. Now that Gas was defeated, what about the superhero movie? Now, you would be having Bardock being the great-grandfather of Pan, and Piccolo mainly, but we're going to give Piccolo and Gohan the limelight. They would still unlock their forms, so Gohan here would have unlocked the Beast form. Now, we don't know if it is mixed with the Mystic form, but just for fun and giggles, Gohan would unlock the Beast form either way, because he's a Saiyan acting more like a human. So, this theoretically means that could potentially humans tap into this form? We don't know. But now Piccolo would still get his orange form, and they would still defeat Cell Max. Thus, Gohan would begin training in his Beast form to fight Goku and Vegeta, and pretty much there would be peace across the entire universe. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you so much for this series. It was a lot of fun. I love doing it. Anyway, get this channel to 20,000 subscribers. We're only like 180 something away from recording this video. Come on, 180, we can do it. Then we're gonna break 20,000. But anyway, thank you all so much for the support. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you all later.